Hi everybody, Kristen Lloyd here with Bariatric Mindset, and I wanted to do a quick video on your food versus your kids' food. I have a 4-year-old, self-disclosing here, and trying to get him to eat fruits and vegetables is a big challenge. And so his food typically looks a lot different than my food. And I know, and I'm very conscious of the fact that my plate looks a lot different than his. I have a lot more protein on my plate. I have a lot more veggies on my plate. And one of the things that I recognize for a lot of bariatric patients, weight loss surgery patients, is that there is a challenge in making food for yourself, making food for your family, making food for your kids. So I wanted to address that. And your plate is probably going to look different from your kids' plates, especially if you have picky eaters at home. And I recognize that. And the key technique here, and I'm sure you've all heard the phrase, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Does that ring a bell? So I want to encourage you to plan and succeed at planning for yourself and your children. So clearly, this is not just about helping people after bariatric surgery, but also to help our children collectively, your children, my children, to live better, eat better, and to make healthier choices, because I think that that is part of why we're here to begin with, is that I don't know about you, but for me, I ate a lot for pleasure and not for my health. And that was something that really impacted me over the long term because it became a habit. And now my lifestyle is about health and eating things that I like, but also that are healthy for me. So in terms of planning for your children, if you know your kids are going to eat something that is not going to be on your plate, part of this video is about throwing food away. Now, I don't want to focus too much on that because that's a whole other video and a whole other topic. But getting really comfortable with, this is my child's food. I'm not eating that. That's not something that's part of my lifestyle plan. And remember, this is a lifestyle. This is not a diet. So that's not part of my lifestyle plan, and I'm not going to eat it. And that's one of the things that I see with moms is, oh, let me just take a bite of this, or let me just take a bite of that. And a bite, I log all my food in MyFitnessPal, but I don't know about you, but I can't log a bite in MyFitnessPal. And so when you can't log it, if it's, for me, I've made a rule for myself, if it's not loggable, it doesn't go in my mouth. So, and I think that that strategy has really helped me to keep the weight off and in losing and in continuing to lose. So I wanted to share that tip with you. If it can't be logged, doesn't go in your mouth. Number one. Number two, your kids' food is your kids' food. It's not your food. I think that that's really impactful and important because that's part of your planning. You have food on your plate for you. What you put on your plate is for you. What you put on your kid's plate is for your child. And if they don't eat it, he or she doesn't eat it, then what are you going to do with it? Are you going to put it into the refrigerator for leftovers, or are you going to toss it? So that's also important. And this is important because there are a lot of people who have scarcity around throwing away food. I know I was there for a long time and even still deal with it, bringing stuff home, takeout boxes, which again is a whole other broadcast. But there's sometimes I literally have to consciously decide if I'm going to bring it home or just leave it, depending on what's in there. So I think it's important to recognize the delineation. What's your kids' food? What's your food? And not picking off of other people's plates. And I know that this may be like, okay, well, I heard that before, but you're hearing it again because it's a habit that we can get into if we're not careful. And so really being conscious about what you're eating and not picking off of your child's plate, because that's just more calories. And if you have enough food on your plate, you're not going to do that, especially with your pouch. But that's something that I've seen and I've heard a couple different clients of mine talk about is, but I'm so, triggered by the carbs or about certain things that are maybe on my child's plate. And so it's important to be conscious of what you are making, what's in your house, what's around, because those triggers don't typically go away unless you deal with them, unless you consciously work on them, because there's usually emotional stuff underneath that. So I wanted to share that with you today. So the tip is your food is your food, your child's food is your child's food. And if you're making separate food for your child, for your family, than yourself, you've got to feel good about what you're eating, happy about what you're eating, separate from what your child is eating. And that food that is on somebody else's plate is not for you. Your food is your food. And so really being happy about that, being excited about that, and getting to choose what you're eating for you, for your body, for this present you and this future you. So what you are eating is all about who you are becoming, stepping into that new you. Whether you're a recent surgical patient or somebody who's 10 or 20 years out, I think that this is a good reminder that what we're eating, what we're putting on our plates is what we're consciously choosing to put on our plates and put into our bodies. And something on someone else's plate is maybe no bueno for us. So I'm here to support you today, to share that little tip. And it all starts with mindset, because when you're on autopilot, you can easily take that fork and go put something on somebody else's plate. So this is a conscious mindfulness technique for staying in your own lane, staying on your own plate. So I hope this helps you today. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me, Kristen at bariatricmindset.com, Kristen at bariatricmindset.com. Come on over and visit me on my website, bariatricmindset.com, or check us out at the Bariatric Mindset Warriors on Facebook, the Facebook group. You can type that in, and it's www.facebook.com/groups/bariatric mindset. So it's free to join. You can come hang out with us, and I would love to see you there. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and I'll see you on the next broadcast. Bye.